Have you ever noticed that fast food restaurants like to test out certain new recipes? Sometimes they don't always work, and it's not really worth trying to keep on the menu if nobody wants to eat them. In fact, there's like dedicated markets and stores, specifically for testing these things out. So just like the failed combinations of the various Taco Bell ingredients, I give to you 5 features Plex has discontinued. What's up YouTube, Jason here with Byte My Bits, and in today's video I want to cover 5 different features that Plex killed off. And actually that's kind of a lie, because really it's 4 features that Plex killed off, with the 5th one being the one that they actually kind of saved. And by the way, if you've used any of these features and you missed them and you want them back, please let me know in the comments down below, because the reasons why they were canceled was because of the low percentage of usage. So the first feature that Plex killed off, or at least ended official support for, was plugins. Now plugins had many different uses. You could integrate things into your Plex media server. I personally have not used a lot of plugins, but I know you could integrate things like Pandora. There's like a subtitle thing that they had. I mean, the whole plugins thing went pretty deep, and the people that used it really used it, but in the grand scheme of things, not enough people used it. So in 2018, Plex officially ended the support for plugins. However, there are still ways around it. You can still kind of sort of use plugins. It's just not as easy as it used to be. Speaking of 2018, let's talk about the second one. Cloud Sync. Now, when this first came out, I was personally against it. I never tried it, never wanted to try it, didn't even want to experiment with it. It was really just kind of one of those features I saw as, no thank you. The whole idea was that you could host your own media on cloud servers. I think it was Google servers that you could host it on. But the immediate problem that I found with that was, what happens if you upload something, and I'm not saying anybody here would, because we all follow the laws, but let's say hypothetically somebody uploaded something that might have been copyrighted material, like movies for your Plex server. And what happens if Google were to go through and just delete all those, report all those, or whatever? That was my hesitation. I'm not saying that any of that was possible, but that was my thing. I'm like, well, if you're gonna upload something and it has a copyrighted thing in there, oh my God. No. Now, the transfer speeds could have been faster. Playing with Plex clients, you'd be able to direct stream a lot. You didn't have to host your own content. I mean, there are some benefits there. Again, never really explored it myself, but not enough people used it. I do remember some things, people having issues with some of the cloud services working properly, and Plex got rid of the feature altogether. Number 3 in 2018 was the watch later bookmarks. I used this a little bit, but never really actually used it that much. Plex ended support for that because they said it took a lot of resources on their end in order to have that watch later, bookmark feature available when not a lot of people actually used it. So it was just like, imagine maintaining servers with databases and all kind of things, and a development team and updating them and all that other stuff. And then 5% of the people that actually use Plex try to use that feature. Which really, when I kind of think about that right now, I do know that sometimes I add things to my library that I'm like, I want to watch this video, and then they kind of get buried, and then I kind of forget, and then 6 months later I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to watch that. So looking back, probably should have used that more, and maybe it would have been nice if everyone else used it more and we still had that feature. But, it's not that big of a deal. But let's fast forward a little bit to 2021, June, where Plex officially killed photo upload. That's right, you used to be able to sync your photos on your phone, photos and videos, up to your Plex media server. I tried this. I even made a video about it. I wasn't really terribly impressed by it, mainly because it seemed like if I locked my phone or got out of Plex, it stopped uploading. The sync wasn't completely automatic, and just really, it worked. It was okay, but it just wasn't one of those things that was really impressive. So Plex discontinued that feature, be it from lack of usage, the cost to maintain it, the developers, things like that, or just shifting their focus towards other features that they're really trying to use to go mainstream. Things like live TV, DVR, partnering with Warner Brothers, stuff like that, in order to provide free TV, free movies, ad-supported content on their platform, the music integration, the news, all these new features that come out with Arcade, which I don't personally use at all. All these new features that they have been working on that seems to be, making them want to shift towards a more mainstream service. If you used to use photo upload, please let me know in the comments. I feel like I heard more feedback about that loss of a feature than I did any other feature. Well, except for plugins. But yeah, photo upload. I feel like I got a lot of emails about that. And last but not least, Plex backed out of this decision, thankfully, because I use it personally, the Plex Media Player. See, Plex started migrating to a new Uno interface. They wanted everything to look the same on all platforms. It actually is really nice because no matter what client you're on, everything kind of looks the same, but the Plex Media Player was just outdated and they basically had to start from scratch. So they created a new desktop program in order to, use this new interface, and they said that they are going to discontinue the Plex Media Player. But the key thing here is that the PMP had the TV mode, which was amazing, is amazing. TV mode basically full screens everything, makes it really easy to use your own remote. So if you set up your own HTPC, you could just have it automatically boot into that, automatically go into the TV mode and just use a dedicated computer as your Plex client, which ultimately means the performance of that is going to be however much money you want to dump into it. You can put those on things like Intel NUCs. You can use all kinds of different remotes. I mean, it's potentially a really powerful Plex client, depending on the hardware you choose, that they tried to discontinue. But thankfully, the Plex gods stepped in and said, no, we're going to continue to support, provide updates, critical, feature additions, things like that to the Plex Media Player, and everybody was happy. I personally still use it. I like it. I don't use it in TV mode, but I do appreciate it because sometimes the web interface, even on a local LAN, it doesn't always pan out to be the best. So that's it. 5 features that Plex killed or almost killed. So a little misleading, sorry, but hey, they did try in all fairness. If you can think of any other Plex features that maybe they've removed that you've used before, make sure to leave those in the comments down below. I do want to take this second and say, Plex, if you're watching this, everyone is asking for audiobook support, a way to easily manage, upload, and listen to audiobooks. So, can we do that, please? Pretty please. Everyone's asking for it. I personally don't read books. I don't read unless I have to, but everyone seems to want that. And by everyone, I'm probably talking about like 5% of the user base. I have no idea. Guys, let me know in the comments down below. So that's it for today, guys. As always, like and subscribe below. Thank you for watching and have yourself a great day. Hey, before you leave, I got myself a puppy. Luna, come on. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're a good girl. Yeah. Give me a kiss. No? You don't want to give me a kiss? Oh, well, that's not nice. No, okay. You just want to lick my arm. Okay, now you want to give me a kiss. You're going to be in Jason Bites back. Oh, yeah. Yeah.